Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV. The Joy and the Pain podcast is live. Right then, today we're looking forward to the first match of the season, Morecambe v Walsall. And before we get into all the Walsall detail, let's welcome Joel Shooter, who's our Morecambe man. How you doing, Joel?
I'm good, thank you very much. I'm all good.
Very good. Last time we spoke, you were a bit down, really, and not expecting too much from Morecambe. But now you've got some signings in the door. Are you a bit more confident for Morecambe's chances in League Two?
Yeah, it's amazing how much more confidence actually having a completed football team will actually give you. But I think we still do a couple more in the door. There's a couple of spaces that need filling. But at present, we've got a really pretty damn good starting 11. I think it's good enough for top half starting 11. But as we all know, you need a bit more depth to see you through the season or be very, very lucky with injuries and fitness. So we will need a bit more depth, I think, to help keep us up there. But at the same time, there were concerns about double relegations, really being scrapping at the bottom, kind of all that kind of stuff. But I think the quality of first 11 we have and a couple of bits down the side of it, I think it's enough to keep us pretty comfortably clear of danger. Unless we have a disaster with injuries, I think it's enough to keep us pretty clear. So, yeah, look, it's so strong League Two this year. It's so strong. And I think it'd be a bit foolish now we've got a bit more of a team together to suddenly run away from ourselves and say, well, we're going to make the playoffs and all that. But, I'm a lot more confident that we won't be in any particular dire trouble as long as we as long as we don't have the two disastrous injury crises.
Yeah, there was some financial troubles I think we talked about. You had to cancel some pre-season matches because you hadn't got any players, which was a bit of a crazy situation and not great as you're moving into League Two. But I presume that's all been sorted now.
Yeah, so the financial thing just throughout the whole of last season, obviously there was a couple of late payments of wages last season, which isn't good. And I think it was all just part of a bit of I don't know if it was a power struggle, if it was just banking issues. I don't really know exactly the mechanics behind it, but it's all part of like this kind of long drawn out ownership ownership struggle that's been going on. It has been confirmed that we've got our highest ever League Two budget. However, that should come with the caveat that I don't think that's not very much still, because I think in recent years our budget has been one of the 2-3 lowest in the division in League Two. And back when it was comparatively a bit of a larger budget, it was 2010, and obviously. Normal inflation in the football world itself. Like what was a large budget in 2010 probably isn't a very large budget these days. So
definitely not this season. League Two has suddenly become sort of a very hot division. There's lots of money being spent. I think for Walsall have perhaps put more into their budget this season than ever done. I think, for Walsall we've got good strong squad and. Previous years we've sort of had a decent team, but then when you look at the bench it's looking a bit weak. But as we stand now, we're not sure who's going to be starting because there's that many options. Having the 5 subs is one that Walsall haven't made good use of previously, and I think that's because we've got a stronger squad now. I think that's more likely going to give us some benefits. Could be a problem for Morecambe with that only having a shallow squad at the moment.
Yeah, it could be a problem. I mean, it depends. I mean, like I remember there were times last season where we didn't have a massive squad, but in some games when everybody was fit, we literally changed our front line in 30 minutes. That was a great little kick up the backside for getting things going. But at the same time, sometimes you make loads of changes, it just disrupts the flow of the team. It can kind of work both ways. I mean, we know that Derek likes to historically work with a bit of a smaller squad, and he's quite good at kind of getting, when he gets all people on the same page, there's less people to have to try and keep happy, which is another thing. So, yeah, I mean, it can work both ways sometimes with the subs thing. It's just about how you manage it, how you think about it, how you're able to kind of blend those subs into the game when they come on. So there's lots of different factors. It might cause a bit of trouble. Who knows? But at the same time, who knows who we're going to get in the next week? We've just got a decent young midfielder on loan from Cardiff. Hopefully, he'll be able to make an impact in the squad. But yeah, again, depth. Who knows? Also, as well, actually, when we went up from League Two, we had a couple of kind of depth options who didn't seem like they'd be that impressive, but they ended up making a bit of an impact just because they were kind of tight knit in the squad. So you don't really know what's going to happen, really. So I can make up all the random theories and different logics I can, but at the end they will find out. We'll find out probably after about 10 games this season.
Well, that's it. It's a baptism of fire, particularly for Walsall. I've not checked your other first games, but Walsall start off with yourselves away, then Stockport at home and Wrexham away.
Ooh.
So that's the tester. Derek Adams for you is the stark contrast with Matt Sadler for Walsall. Matt Sadler, it's his first managerial role. He has been sort of an assistant manager and did some work with the youth team, but he is very much quite raw. He's got Gary Waddock as his main assistant, who was the assistant for Cambridge when they got promoted. So he's got some good years behind him. But Derek Adams he's an old guard, isn't he? He's got plenty of experience managing.
Yeah, he's very experienced at League Two level now. I mean, he's not the oldest manager about, but like I say, he's got loads of good experience. But with people like Matt Sadler, there was a time, I don't know, probably around 2012, when Derek Adams was, the new thing and experienced, and nobody knew too much about him, and he ends up taking Ross County from the third tier in Scottish football to the Scottish Premiership. So, sometimes, maybe it might not work out for Matt Sadler, but sometimes there are managers there who are just waiting to prove themselves, and Matt Sadler could be that kind of person. But in terms of Derek with us, look, he knows how to operate in League Two. Let's not put it lightly. He definitely knows how to operate in League Two. He's got 2 promotions, one with us. And pretty much all of his finishes have been top half finishes. I think so. He's very good at this level. We all know what he's going to do. And when the Derek Adams side is in full flow, it is low possession, but it's effective. It's direct without necessarily being reliant on long balls. It's getting the ball forward quickly, whether it's on the deck, whether it's in the air. It's counter-attacking. It's nicking the ball off people in midfield, creating high-quality chances. And it can be really, really exciting like it was in the promotion season. Got you.
Okay. I think comment we've got on there, everyone besides Crawley think they're going to finish in the top half. So
I wouldn't say I necessarily think we're going to finish in the top half. I think on our day we've got our first 11 is probably enough for a top half finish, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's a season of 46 games. We'll have to have a little bit of luck with injuries, but there's quality there, and we've got Derek Adams in charge, and that counts for a lot, I think.
From our previous chat, I think if you finish above Accrington, you'll be happy, won't you?
Preferably one other team as well, so we don't get relegated. But finishing above Accrington would definitely make me happy. I mean, it's interesting looking at Accrington. They've come down and they lost a couple of players, but they've still got a decent core of players. People like McConville and Connolly and Sean Wally and Michael Nottingham. They're good players at this level. It's just about they've had over bloated squads with lots of youngsters who haven't really quite made the grade in previous years, and I'd love it if we could. I'd love it if we could keep above them in the table. But at the end of the day, it's about making sure that we're definitely above 2 teams in the table, not just one.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I think Crawley are going to sort of climb one.
Yeah,
of that, I think. So,
Crawley seem a bit of a given, don't they?
Yeah, they seem all at sea, don't they? All their players seem to want to go, don't they?
Yeah, well, you've got
for Walsall. For Walsall, I think we got Mark Carter's comment. He's hoping for an optimistic 5th place finish, and in my head, I'm thinking Walsall will make top 7. But it obviously depends how things go. It's all lots of variables all the time, isn't it? Gabriel Sutton did a show with him recently, looking at his predictions, and he's got Walsall as 12th. And he wasn't very favourable for Morecambe, but
so put us above Accrington, which surprised me.
Did he? Where did he put you in the end? 20th, I think.
21st.
Yeah, I think you'd be happy with that, really. Bear in mind what's gone on.
Yeah, I'd take it as long as the end of the season isn't setting your heart rate going too much. As long as it's a comfortable 21st, I won't mind too much. Ultimately, I think this season is a bit of a consolidation season. I mean, if we can push higher in the table, great, let's do it. But we should be aiming higher in the table. But
it just stopped the slide, isn't it?
Grand scheme of things, we've got to think about the context of the last couple of last season, basically, and the ownership struggles that we've had, and main goal is consolidation, but obviously we want to push higher. Derek's ambitious manager. He doesn't want to just kind of have us kind of lingering towards the bottom of the table. He wants to push us as high as we can. Hopefully we can do that, but we'll just have to see.
Moving on to the game next Saturday, Walsall have a friendly against Solihull Moors, which I'm at later, and that'll probably give us more clue as to the starting lineup. Before I go through Walsall's starting lineup that I predict, what's your Morecambe player that we need to be most careful of? Sounds like that counter-attack boys, I think, is the...
Yeah, I wasn't... I'm going to see a friendly against Wigan later today. It sounds like our friendly against Blackpool was kind of counter-attacking set pieces we were kind of more relying on, which is kind of to be expected. We've got a couple of big lads as well in there to cause a bit of a threat set pieces. But I'd say in terms of players that we've got that can be dangerous, Tom Bloxham is probably one that stands out. He's a kind of attacker. We're playing him wide at the moment, and that seems to be where I get the feeling that's where he kind of wants to develop. Just listen to an interview with him. He's done a decent little job off the bench for Shrewsbury in League One. I think we've done quite well to get him on loan. He's highly rated. He's very well liked over at Shrewsbury. He's been in and around the first team. He's played a good 40, 50 games at League One level. So we're very happy to have him on loan. He'll be a big threat off the wing. We've got our own youngster, like called Adam Mayer, another winger. He did well in League One last season. I'd expect him to probably be one of the better wingers in League Two this season, to be honest. He'll be a big threat. So I think, they're probably our two main threats. There's a couple of sight unknowns in the side. There's Michael Mellon, a centre forward we've got on loan from Burnley. He's acquitted himself well in pre-season, and he had, I think, with young, he's very young, but he's quite a big lad though. He had about 8 games on loan with us last season in League One, and was a bit. I think you get this with a lot of loan players. In their first loan, they're adjusting and they're getting buffeted around a lot more. Yeah, they're getting buffeted around by horrible old men a lot more, and they're getting bullied, and they get there's a bit more of that competitive edge. And I think at times on his first loan spell, you could see that maybe getting the better of him. But in pre-season, having that experience, going away, maybe working a couple of bits in his game, maybe hitting the gym a bit more, he's come back and he's looked much more up for it in that sense. So, and he's got a good nose for he's got a good nose for getting in the right spots in the box. So he'd be one to watch out for. I think our number 10, probably our playmaker is probably going to be this guy, a kid called JJ McKinnon as well. He's good. He did well with Eastleigh in the conference last season, and he's looked a bit raw in pre-season, but he's talented. He looks to create stuff. So again, there's a few decent players that can cause a bit of trouble. So hopefully they can do that on Saturday.
So it sounds like Walsall are going to be having most of the possession then.
Probably, yeah.
And you're trying to hit us on the break. So it's an interesting one. We do have a small concern with one of our centre halves. He's perhaps not that quick. So whether he might get caught out, that's Chris Hussey. For me...
Sorry, go on. He's playing centre-back, Chris Hussey, now, actually. Is he playing centre-back for you?
Chris Hussey, he's playing the left-sided of 3 centre
halves. Oh, is it a back 3? Oh, that makes sense, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. But the wing backs we've got have got some pace about them. So and Farquharson as well, the priest that we've got from Newport. He's very quick as well. Yeah. For me, starting lineup I expect to see would be Owen Evans in goal. He won got promotion with Cheltenham as keeper. So and he did well for us last season. The back 3, the priest. That's Priestley Farquharson, but his name's too long. I'm sort of just sticking to the priest, I think, from now on. Donovan Daniels and Chris Hussey. Chris Hussey, very experienced, good set-piece specialist. But in his mid-30s now, or early 30s, he's not the quickest. But much quicker than some of the ones we've had in the past. Right wing-back, Tom Knowles. He likes to run. He likes to run and attack players. He's very quick. Left wing back, Liam Gordon. He's one that we're really looking to impress this season. Again, he's very quick. Likes to get crosses over. End part of last season, he was really starting to get into gear. So we're hoping he's going to push on this season. In the middle, I think he's going to go for Oisin McKenty. Now, he's a guy that we had from Newcastle as a centre half, and we sort of converted him into a centre midfielder. Initially, we thought he'd be playing as a CDM, but he has been playing further forward. So his sort of physical presence in midfield is important for us. That's something we've been missing. The other guy there, the guy we've had from Birmingham, is Ryan Stirk. I think he's going to start on the left side of midfield. He's looked quite composed. He's more the CDM character that sort of replaces Liam Kinsella, who's moved on after many, many years at Walsall. He's been at Walsall since he was 8 and he's now 26. He's recently signed for Swindon. So then in the attacking midfield role, in the cam role, we expect Hutch to be in there. But Ross Tierney, that we've got on loan from Motherwell, from the Scottish Premier League, he's going to be fighting for that position. And our own guy, Ram, equally, he's going to be looking to get minutes, maybe last 20 minutes, perhaps getting on. Then up front, Danny Johnson did very well for Walsall last season on loan from Mansfield. And then in January, they swiped him away from us. But he scored 15 in 30, which was very impressive. Walsall struggled after he'd gone, but he's back now, permanent contract. And then alongside him, I think we're going to go for Freddie Draper. Now, Freddie Draper is 18, or he's just got 19 yesterday. He was with Drogheda, the Irish Premier team that our owners, Trivella Group, are looking at purchasing Drogheda. So that's an interesting tie-up. But he scored 18-21 for them. And in pre-season, he's looked good. Looking forward to seeing him today. Very quick feet. And I think he's going to be competing with Danny Johnson for the top goal scorer for Walsall. Off the bench, Aramidi Auti, that we've picked up from Crawley. And Douglas James Taylor, who was on loan to us from Stoke last season. He's likely to get game time as well. So the question is for Walsall fans, can we hit the ground running? Bearing in mind we got Stockport and Wrexham to come. So we could do with a confidence-boosting win at Morecambe. I'm sure you'll let us have that, won't you, Joel?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just I'll go and give Derek Adams a bell and see if he fancies it.
Who's your next 2 games after Walsall?
Blimey, I think Mansfield away and then Bradford at home. Obviously, it's Mansfield away, then Mansfield away, Notts County at home, Bradford at home. So it's not the easiest. It's not the easiest start of the season, but again, it'll be good fun.
It's going to be a tough league. Who you got in your mind for top 3 then?
Stockport, Notts County. I think Notts County will probably win it. Stockport, and then not too sure about third. I don't think Wrexham will make automatics, to tell you the truth. I think they'll get the playoffs. Wrexham
have had a bit of upset, haven't they? Some of the fans are getting a bit restless with a few of the things going on. I don't know whether you've heard that. They're announcing that they've sold out tickets, but they're still available for international fans, which is a bit of an awkward one. And then, of course, in their pre-season, Mullin got injured, so he's out for 6 weeks.
6 weeks. That's not too bad considering he's punctured his lung.
6 to 8 weeks. So Walsall, perhaps a good time to be playing them. But
that's all right. I mean, look, Palmer and Mullin will bully you to 100 whatever points in the National League, and they'll be very, very good in League Two. But they won't be. They're not quite the cheat code that they were in the National League. And I just think Notts County is a side, they're a bit stronger, and I think they'll benefit from that this season.
Yeah, Notts County are going to be right up there, I think. Going to be a tough one.
And they've got Dave McGoldrick and Dan Crowley, and that's ridiculous.
Brian McGoldrick, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, David McGoldrick, yeah.
Is it Dave? I thought it's Brian.
Nah, David McGoldrick did see,
How was it?
and and he's got. Well, one of the few things I liked about getting relegated last season is thinking, oh, great, well, we don't have to face David McGoldrick and watch him score a hat-trick against us this season. And then, oh no, there he goes, and Notts County down to League Two. And
That's a great signing. That's a great signing for him, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit kind of like a nostalgic. It's a romantic signing. Not he came through at Notts County, McGoldrick, and fancied dropping back down there. And then they've got Dan Crowley as well, who was with us last season. Technically he's one of the best players I've ever witnessed at this level. And
Dan Crowley,
them two together would be a bit fearsome. I can't lie.
Yeah, we're a bit nervous about Notts County. They're, I think, our third game from the end of the season. We're at their place, I think, or they're at ours, one of the two.
I imagine that it wouldn't surprise me if they won promotion by that point, so I won't worry about it too much.
Excellent, Joel. That's been really good. Good luck for the season. I hope Morecambe stay with the season and stay up.
Yeah,
obviously, but we need 3 points to give our season a good kick-off, because we need to sample that League One that you've been in. League One, was it extremely tough?
Yeah, it's easier now, actually. It's less. It feels a bit less prestigious now. Now the likes of Sheffield Wednesday and Sunderland and all that, they're all kind of toddled off now. But it does feel a little bit less prestigious than it did. However, at the same, as much fun, and Ipswich have gone now, so and as much fun as it was being like, oh, we're in the same league as Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday and Sunderland, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
actually getting tonked by them every few weeks actually wasn't actually that fun. Well, the novelty quickly wore off when we were losing like 5-0 every time that we went to their place. So the novelty wears off if you're getting tonked 5-0. But it's evened out a little bit now. Now League One, so hopefully give a team a bit more of a chance of hanging in there.
Yeah, that's it. We've got a comment there from Barbara Streisand. How about that? Famous guest.
I know, yeah, I didn't know she was a Walsall fan.
The Priest is an absolute colossus. I like in the Priest, actually. And hugely challenging division. Any one of 10 could win the league. I think Notts County, Wrexham and Stockport are likely to be in the round of 3.
I can't really see. I'd say there's about 10 or 12 that could make the playoffs. But I wouldn't say there's that many who could win the league. I think Notts County and Stockport are the main ones for me. Yeah,
on my review I did with Gabriel Sutton for our table predictions. Effectively, there I've got 8 to 10 teams that could make playoffs.
Yeah, I think there's a good few that could definitely make the playoffs. So it'd be very interesting to see how that all falls out. Because there's some teams put some decent sides together.
Excellent, nice one. Okay, we'll leave it there. The joy and the pain. You've had a bit of that, haven't you?
Oh yeah, plenty of that. It's been a bit more pain this recent season, I can't lie. So hopefully a little bit more joy this season. Hopefully it balances out now.
Nice one. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for listening. Good one. Enjoy.
Cheers.